Hey, good morning, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome back. It's me, Christopher, motherfucking McCoy, Superman, here with you in Redondo Beach. Currently, we are at the Surf City Hostel, having a gay old time. As y'all know, that means happy. I'm not trying to offend the other LGBTQIA people in my world. Obviously, I'm a trans man, so just keep it fresh. All right, y'all. How y'all doing? It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. I hope y'all are having a great day. I was typing welcome to my life real quick. So it's pretty oh shit, it's pretty loud. We got there's it's a hostel. What that means is that you pay to rent a room that you can either have privately or share. Um, for $38 roughly a night, you can come and get a nice bed, free breakfast, um, studying, tours, surfing, all sorts of cool stuff here. Um, but one thing I did notice here is um, there's some, you know, and it'll be everywhere you go, just everywhere's where. But rudeness is everywhere you go. Just gotta know how to combat it. You know. Anywho, so today is September 24th, 2023. It's currently 11:23 a.m. here. It's a beautiful day. We've already done our gratitude poems, pictures, our morning video for TikTok, Instagram, wrote our message for Facebook, um, did a workout, just trying to think. Done a whole lot already. And this is kind of the last to do that I have today. And then I'm gonna go. I've got two books I'm gonna read. So I'm gonna start reading today. Hopefully, I can finish one. I feel like it'll be an easy read. It's only about 14 to 17 pages. However, it's about physics, and I love learning. So it's a small book, but it's gonna take a few times of reading it to grasp what the concepts are because of the way that it's laid out and worded. It is more of a structural how to use your brain in a way that physics is used every day. So we'll be doing that, and then depending if I don't do it today, it'll be tomorrow. I will catch some waves. Hmm. And then yeah, so let's chat about what has been going on with me. Yesterday was September 23rd, and yesterday at the Los Angeles Angels Stadium in Anaheim, California, I did the Spartan 5K. Um, trying to think what it's called. It's their 5K, so it's 3.5 miles in total with 20 obstacles. And my heat started at 8 a.m. I was the last person at the starting line. And I do my best, y'all. I set timers. Let's just keep it fresh, right? Having traumatic brain injuries, me, I don't think about it. But then I have to think about it because I'm always late. And I could set like 10 timers and I'm still late. And if you don't believe me, yesterday I had that many timers set up. I woke up, I was in the shower at 6:30 like I planned. Everything was ready to go. I was in the truck and on the road by 7, and I still got there at 8. So it wasn't that I didn't plan, it's just I'm always late. And I do my best not to be late. But always. Doctor's appointments, when I have performances, when I'm going to meet people, I'm always late. So a lot of people be like, oh, you don't have time management. I really do my best. But the fact is, it's like time just slips away. Well, it does. Time does slip away. Um, we are given a limited amount of time on this planet, and we don't know when that expires. So, in the meantime and in between time, until I'm waiting on my expiration date to come up, God, that just sounds sad. Um, I'm enjoying life. I realize that it's okay to take yourself out of certain situations so that you're not stressed. It's okay to tell people no. It's okay to stand up for what you feel is right. It's not okay to tell people what you should and shouldn't do. It's not okay to be rude to people just because you feel like you're better or entitled either. Let's touch base on that. Entitlement. You know, growing up, I'm like a Gen Xer. Um, growing up, we were super poor. Like we had to learn to do stuff a lot differently, and the generations now have no real. Some of them do, but majority don't have a real understanding of what it actually means to struggle and suffer. Um, it's humbling to know that myself, I would, I'm okay with sleeping in my truck if I have to. You know, I'm okay with having to go out and find food pantries. I'm okay with it, and it's not because I don't have. It's because I know what it's like not to have. So I try not to waste food. I do my best at just trying to be a good human. Like there's a lot of negativity going on in the world, and if I can just not provide extra negativity, I'm not going to. I'd rather be a whole freaking vibe all by myself than with people who talk bad about me behind my back or wish bad or say that they're gonna be there. So it's a game of can you be alone or can't you? Myself, I can be alone. I haven't liked it much in the past 6 years, but the reality is that it has taught me a lot. It's caused me to really depend on myself in ways I never thought possible. And I've picked myself up off the ground many a times, but I have had to restart life many a times. And now I'm at a point in my life where I don't fucking care what people think. And I haven't felt that way in a while. But then I did, and I don't know why. now I'm back to not giving a fuck. And honestly, I love it. I don't give a fuck what you think about me. I don't care if you ever fucking talk to me ever again. Like, I don't care if you ever look in my direction ever again. That's where I'm at in life. And I feel like a lot more people need to get there a lot quicker. Like, stop caring what people fucking think about you. Who gives a fuck what somebody else thinks? It's none of their fucking concern what the fuck you're doing in your life. People who always got an opinion are fucking jealous. People who are like, oh, you should or shouldn't do that should take their own fucking advice. If you ever notice the people who are like, oh, you should or shouldn't do that, are not actually doing what they need to do for themselves to have a better life. So it's not about how much you have. It's not about how much money you got. It's not about how much materials you got. Americans really thrive on that. Here, it's a very materialistic world in America. The Western world is way different than the Western world. And, you'll run into people here in America that'll look down on you because maybe you dress a certain way, or you have tattoos, or you have long hair, or you drive a big ass truck, or you drive a shitty car. It don't matter what you have. You have it, and they don't, and they're upset. So remember a few things. Like, the majority of people are not happy. That's a fact. The majority of the society is not happy. They're always looking for something to fill that void. And you can't fill that void. That void is a part of who you are. Instead of trying to fill it with emptiness, figure out what it is that your heart's actually wanting. Figure out what drives you to be you. What gives you the courage to do you. Like, that's what it's all about. Being authentically you. There are gonna be people who tell you don't do certain things, and you just can't listen to them because they don't know how you feel, and they'll never know how you feel because you're the only person who lives in your mind. And I say that wholeheartedly as a trans man. I've had so many people tell me, you know what you're doing, why are you doing this? Oh, it's because of trauma. No, I've always been me. I was just born in the wrong body. And I had to fix that. And I did. And it's caused me to be the best me ever. It's caused me to actually love myself in a way that I realize that nobody else will ever love me that way. And when most people think of love, um, love comes in many different forms. But self love is being able to look yourself in the mirror when you first wake up with your hair all fucked up, teeth not brushed, not taking a piss yet. Look yourself in the mirror and be like, you are that motherfucker. Because the reality is if you can't wake up and do that shit yourself, nobody else, no other words from anybody else will make you get there. Like, if you need somebody else to feed you positivity for you to be happy, you really need to work on yourself because you can't get happiness from others, and you can't get love from others until you love yourself. Loving yourself is literally the foundation of everything. Without self-love, you will literally be pulling at all these different people trying to get something that you haven't found yet. And you can run through people like nobody's business. And when you're done running through all those people, you're still not going to be happy. So I'm telling you this as somebody who themselves has had to go through this journey of figuring out, who am I? Do I love myself or do I love these things? Am I at peace with myself or do I have turmoil? And once I was able to figure all that shit out, and weed out all the people who were not trying to find the best value for me with their life, in my life, for their life. It was like, boom. I heard a quote the other day. I'm trying to remember who it's from. Y'all know my memory is not the best, but the quote was something along the lines of, oh, I know where it came from. Oh, I can't. What is his name? Chongo. Chongo, yes. The famous Chongo. Me and him were talking in Yosemite for a week, and he gave me some real good quotes. And one of his quotes, um, something along the line of, fuck, hold on. It was there and I just lost it. Anyway, I lost it. It'll come back. So, but it was along the lines of like, without self love, there is no love of the love that you need for the love, or some shit like that. I say all that because it's hard to find genuine people who aren't trying to pull on others' emotions and attachments to figure out who they are. You really have to do work. You really have to take yourself out of everything you've ever learned. You have to unlearn a lot of things that society brainwashes people. You have to unlearn, what your parents taught you. You have to unlearn a lot of things to really find the meaning of life. You could be the richest man on the planet and be the most depressed human. Or you could be the poorest person, and when I say poor, I mean money wise, not like sophisticated. You could be the you could have zero money, nothing, living on the street, living at the beach with a cart full of who knows what, your treasures that you found. But you're the most loving and caring human there is. And you're happy because you're like, you know what? I'm free. So it's always a perspective. That saying the grass is not always greener on the other side is true. That saying that you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink unless you beat it and run it. It's either going to drink or die. These are true. To get your own self worth, you must do the self work. And self work comes from self love. Without self love, you cannot love others. Without that, you have nothing. It's all about what you have. What's your value? What's your worth? What do you want to be remembered for? Do you want to be remembered for being an asshole who stepped over everybody to get fame and fortune? Or do you want to be a good human who may have suffered and struggled but made it and showed other people how to do it? Gave people the confidence to be themselves. Let people know that you love them no matter what they look like or where they come from or what their background or ethnicity. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you tattoo yourself. I don't care if you body modify. I don't care if you cut your hair, shave your head, do dreads. I don't care. I don't care if you have piercings or no piercings. I don't care if you have tattoos or no tattoos. I don't care. What I care about is, are you genuinely a good human being? Do you authentically show who you really are? Or are you like a lot of these other people who mask themselves to fit into certain situations? Now, I know myself, I can chameleonize, but that's because I've lived a long life. But when I start to do it, I realize it, I recognize it, and I'm like, well, that's not okay. It's okay to have differences with anybody. It's okay to not be the same as everybody. It's okay. If you were supposed to be like everybody else, the world would be a very boring place. Very boring. So if I can implore you to do anything for your life, just figure out who the fuck you are. Remember, people will tell you what you should and shouldn't do, give you their opinions, and all that bullshit. Sounds like my truck, but I got my keys. We'll see if it's mine. Was that mine? Does that mean somebody was fucking with my truck? I'm gonna have to go down there, y'all. That was my truck. I'll be right back, y'all. My truck is going crazy. There we go. All right. Oh, sorry about that. So, yeah, back to life. Just be a good human. That's all I ask of you. Be a good human. Smoke your pot and vibe out. No need to be angry with humans. We're all here until we all aren't here. You feel me? So, with that being said, I'm gonna eat this last bite. Then I'm gonna go skateboard. But before I go do all that, I want you to remember, even in your darkest moments, even in your toughest times, if you can overcome your life traumas with your own self love, you will be able to accomplish anything that you think of. So, in closing, I want you to all to remember, every single one of you, including myself, you are beautiful. You're blessed. You're breaking down barriers, boundaries, and borders. Have hope, faith, and love during these times because they can be tough. Know that you're a boss, my friend, but most of all, every single one of you, including myself, is a motherfucking beast. And beasts don't break, baby. No, we don't. I'm Christopher, motherfucking McCoy, Superman. I love you. I'll see you soon. Stay safe and stay medicated. Peace and love. Bye.